G'day cunts, welcome to LewReview. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas and you're having a brilliant end of the year. I did, or at least I thought I did, until this video by Lele Pons ruined the back end of this year and fucked up Christmas in 2019 too. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to report that Lele Pons' awful attempt at a sitcom has returned. It's time for episode 4 of Amigos. And yes, it's worse than you think it is.
Hey guys, I have a brilliant idea.
They're not gonna listen.
What if we did Secret Santa?
Oh, ti amo! Por favor! Sí, gracias.
That's you like that idea?
Yeah.
No, and then we get the names out of this like hat, and then that's how you do the Secret Santa.
Yeah. Wait 1 second.
Guys, my job as a stand-up comedian is often to bring light into the darkness. I need to turn horrible things that aren't funny at all into jokes that are very funny. I've written jokes about tragedies.
Do you guys remember the accident that happened at Dreamworld?
I've written jokes about starving orphans.
Nah, she's an orphan, they're dead, it doesn't make sense.
I've even written jokes about cancer.
Iggy Azalea.
I've been able to make all of those horrendous, horrible, unfunny, tragic things into jokes that are quite hilarious that everyone can enjoy. But guys, I'm not gonna lie, turning something that Lele Pons has written into something that is funny for you to enjoy, it's my hardest challenge yet. Because this...
Are those real diamonds?
Yes, real diamonds. Real diamonds, guys.
Por la mi regalo por lo siento. Por Feliz Navidad fiesta
is fucking trash. Now, if you guys wanted to watch those horrible jokes that you definitely shouldn't laugh at, you can actually see an entire filmed comedy special. You can stream and download it on my website. The link is here. But be warned, if you like it too much, if you do laugh at everything in there, you might end up in hell with me. Now, before you go off and watch this thing, something actually good, I want to finish talking about this fucking awful garbage.
Drumrolla, por favor.
Now, if you watch that video, you may have noticed the lighting, the characters, the music, how it's shot, the roles that the characters play. Every single fucking thing about Amigos is just a half-assed YouTube ripoff of Friends. You know, one of the most successful TV comedies of all time. How the fuck Lele Pons is allowed to get away with ripping off one of the most successful TV programs of all time? I don't understand. It's like whoever created Friends must have showed their lawyers Lele Pons' video and then they had this conversation. Yes, well, we definitely have a case. I mean, from what you've shown me, it's absolutely a ripoff. We could sue Lele Pons and we would almost definitely win. Right, well, what's the holdup? Why haven't we sued them yet? Well, the thing is, if we take this to court, for all eternity, it will be written in stone, written by law, that an awful YouTube comedy written by ex-Vine star Lele Pons is legally proven to be quite similar to one of the best comedies of all time. Right. Oh, and we'd have to be in the same room as her during court proceedings for a few days. Oh, well, fuck that then. Let her do what she wants. I don't want to be anywhere near that bitch.
Wait 1 second.
I want to talk about the canned laughter for a second. Yes, I know it's horrible and a lot of TV shows use it. Big Bang Theory, they use it heaps. But the difference between how Big Bang Theory uses canned laughter and how Amigos uses canned laughter is pretty interesting. Like Big Bang Theory, it's not funny, but they definitely only play canned laughter after an actual joke happens. It's an unfunny joke, but it happens after a joke.
Are you ill?
No.
Are you still depressed because you're alone and no one loves you?
But the canned laughter in Amigos seems to happen at random points that don't make sense for there to be laughter at all. Like, some of these jokes don't make sense or would even be considered jokes by any normal person. Like, it's pretty easy for all of these people coming from Vine and Instagram to write like a 30 or 40-second video for Instagram. You only need one joke, and it needs to be so obvious that you can enjoy the video without volume. But as soon as these fucking dumb cunts get in a room and try and write a sketch that goes longer than 5 minutes with a sitcom that has multiple characters with lots of different dialogue going around, you can see that Lele Pons actually has no idea what a joke is or how to write one. Because she's written the script, right? So every time you hear canned laughter, that means that Lele Pons thinks she's written a joke. So let's see what Lele thinks is a joke.
No, you gotta do it at the same time. 1, 2, Feliz Navidad. It's not Feliz Navidad. Feliz 1, 2, Feliz Navidad.
All right, for some reason, everybody singing a song is a joke.
I got Hannah!
Huh? Oh, bonita.
Getting picked for Secret Santa is a joke.
I got you a puppy.
Getting a puppy for Christmas is a joke. Lele Pons trying to make comedy. Well, that's the fucking biggest joke of them all, isn't it? She has no idea what humor is. She just chucks canned laughter in wherever she likes. Fuck, I would hate to see Lele Pons write a drama. Canned laughter would just start showing up out of nowhere for no reason. Kids, I'm really sorry to tell you that both of your parents have been killed in a car accident. And the other car was driven by your grandparents. Also, you've both been diagnosed with terminal AIDS. But luckily there is some good news. Both your parents were some of the brightest scientists in the world, and they actually discovered the cure to AIDS, but it was destroyed in the car accident. Also, your grandparents didn't survive.
Oh my God. How many puppies did you get?
What is the horse?
That's a big
Wait.
Oh no, he's not here.
Did you lose my puppy?
You lost Papa's puppy?
I love that dog!
You didn't even know that dog!
Call the police. It's a police dog, bro. What do you mean call the police?
I love him. I'm gonna name you Taco.
I thought it was a puppy.
All right, guys, so the joke here is this guy was expecting to get a friendly little puppy, but instead he got a friendly big dog. And everyone's scared of it for some reason. I guess because Lele Pons sat down at her fucking laptop and was like, oh, this scene really needs a joke. I should really put a joke here. And then she goes, fuck it, I'll just make everyone scream again. That's good enough, isn't it?
Call the police.
For some reason, instead of having some dialogue that makes sense or even making one of the characters tell a joke, Lele, she instead just makes all of them start screeching. Like really loud. It's like, I don't know, they just found out Donald Trump won the election. What? It's called Amigos. That's a sick joke. 6 Mexicans living in one room. You know only 3 of them have a visa. Man, wouldn't it be great if they didn't have the budget to hire a well-trained dog and instead they just got some stray pit bull off the street and then the scene started with them all screaming at the dog and then the scene ended with this.
4 people were injured after they were attacked by a loose dog. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Ron 4's Mike Pelton live at the scene now with the latest.
Guys, you're gonna have to forgive me. We're gonna start going through this video with a fine-tooth comb now, showing little snippets, because holy shit, there are so many massive things wrong with all of these tiny shots, I don't know where to start. First off, where the fuck is Lele Pons supposed to be during all of these shots? First, she's on the couch, screaming as usual. Then she teleports off the couch and disappears. Then she walks over to the 2 other guys. She's no longer on the first couch. Then she just disappears entirely. She's not with the boys she just walked over to. She's not on the couch that she just came from. She's not on the other couch. She's not anywhere in the fucking house. Where did Lele Pons go? Then, finally, she appears out of nowhere having a fucking seizure. Where did Lele Pons go? Did she teleport to another dimension that was made up entirely of strobe lights? And then when she came back, she was still having the fucking seizure? Did she just shelve like 3 pingers, turn invisible, and then come back to the real world having a fucking rave? Where the fuck did Lele Pons go? But the most confusing scene in this entire video is this one tiny thing. We're gonna watch it a bunch of times because I want you to pay attention and see if you can notice what I noticed, because it's pretty fucked up. Watch this clip of the guy trying to keep the dog on the couch, the dog trying to get off the couch, and then something happens. Watch it very closely.
There's a horse. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Okay.
Okay, your turn.
We're gonna watch it one more time, and maybe you wanna replay it a couple of times just so you can pay attention to what I'm pointing out. Now, in that clip, somebody screams like this. They make that noise, right? Problem is, nobody's mouth moves when that scream happens, but all of the characters react at the same time to it very genuinely. It's almost like they're not acting. So if no one screamed, even though there was this noise, what the fuck actually happened? And did anyone actually scream?
Get out of here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm serious, man. You can play this thing as many times as you want, looking at everyone's individual head. Nobody opens their mouth. Nobody screams. It's a female voice, right? So it's one of the 3 girls, but none of them open their mouth. So who the fuck screamed? Where did that noise come from? And what is everyone actually reacting to? Here, I've played the clip one more time and I've zoomed in on everyone's head so you can see no one's mouth opens.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Nobody screamed, but everyone reacted in a very genuine way that, I don't know if you can tell, these cunts can't fucking act. That was some of the best acting they've ever done in their lives, if it was acting, but it's not, it's fucking genuine. But if no one screamed and everyone jumped, what actually happened? You know, I've worked it out. I've watched this clip about 100 times. I've paid attention to the audio, the voices, the faces, everything. And I think I've worked out what has happened. So, this guy, trying to keep the dog on the couch, hurts the dog. And then the dog yelps, and everyone turns in shock because the dog, who is not their dog, has yelped in pain because this fucking idiot is trying to keep it on the couch when it doesn't want to be on the couch. Everyone is shocked, turns and looks at the dog, but obviously they can't have evidence of them hurting an animal in their fucking shitty Friends ripoff. So instead of editing it out, for some reason what they decided to do is remove the audio of the dog crying out in pain and replace it with Lele or Hannah Stocken yelling, and then they hoped that nobody would notice. Unfortunately for you, Lele Pons, I've got autism. If you watch all of the scenes with the dog, in every single scene, the dog is trying to get off the couch, this guy is trying to keep it on the couch against its will. Unfortunately, the dog is well trained, so this idiot gets to keep his nose. Now, if you watch this video frame by frame, he's trying to hold the dog against its will, and right here is where Lele Pons yells and everyone reacts. Or at least that's what they want you to fucking believe, that Lele Pons yelled instead of the dog getting hurt. Now, you can tell that they've replaced the audio entirely because right before he hurts the dog, this guy is clearly saying something. You can see his mouth moving, but you can't hear any of the words coming out. So they've replaced the audio there. I think they're trying to make it look like Hannah Stocken yells, but her mouth doesn't move at all. And all of the characters jump and look at the same time, and they're all looking in the same direction, which is directly at the dog that this guy has just hurt. Now, if you zoom in a little bit on the guy holding the dog's face when Hannah supposedly yells, he looks terrified, pulls his face away from the dog, and immediately takes his hands off the dog, right? It's the kind of reaction that a normal dog owner has if they accidentally stand on their dog's toe and then it yelps in pain. You're like, oh fuck! Like it scares you a little bit. That's what's happened with this dog, except the fucking moron has heard it trying to keep it on the couch. And finally, if you look at the entire shot, when Hannah yells, every single character, including Hannah herself, jumps and looks directly at the dog, kind of scared and concerned. Except for Lele, because she's a little bit fucking slow. I mean, she doesn't know what a joke is, so I don't know if she would know what noise an animal makes when you hurt it. I don't know. Maybe hurting it was in the script. We'll never know, you know? Maybe she thought that was a fucking joke. So that's obviously what's happened, is trying to keep this fucking dog on the couch, they've hurt it, and then instead of cutting it out, or, you know, not hurting a fucking dog, they've just left it in and tried to make it look like zany Hannah Stocking has done something silly again.
Okay. Your turn. Papa, your turn.
Wow, Lele Pons, you've done it! Congratulations! Nothing says comedy like accidentally hurting an animal by holding it in a headlock against its will and then covering up that hurting of the animal with a yell to make it look like your goofy friend Hannah being silly again instead of the reality, your fucking dumb cunt mate being a fucking dumb cunt around animals. Hey, Lele, here's a tip for the next episode of your shitty Friends ripoff. If you accidentally behead an endangered mongoose on set, how about instead of covering it up with shithouse editing, you just cut it out entirely. Don't put it in there. Makes you look like a big cunt. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Don't film another episode. We don't want it. It sucks. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you liked it. I do a new one of these every single week. I also have a podcast that comes out every single Sunday. I yell and joke about things that you probably shouldn't yell and joke about, and if you repeated them at work, it'll get you fired, so that's a good laugh. I also have an Instagram over here, and on Instagram I post weekly short videos, rants, and just funny, easily consumable shit that you can watch on the train or while you're in bed, just fucking scrolling at 3 a.m. after you promised yourself you'd have an early one and you went to bed at 10 p.m. but here you are at 3 a.m. laughing at my fucking dumb shit on Instagram. So that's there. All right, thanks for watching. Instagram, podcast, subscribe, and the comedy special as well. All right, that's the end of the video. I'll see you next week. Catch you later.